Hey, Laura J here with my frankincense oil and my Truth Dirty Curdy shirt. He has some amazing music. I met him at Gusapalooza Music Festival this year, and I'm so excited to go back next year and have an A44 table. And what I want to do is actually read you what I wrote as part of a blog I am presently getting up onto the PIWU.ca website. So, this is literally what is going to be posted. So, if you just want to listen to it, here we go. What did we do and how much fun did we have while we did it? That's the question that we're going to ask ourselves as we near the end of our lives. And the reality is that if we want to answer in a way that reflects and respects the God spark within us, then we need to let a lot of baggage go, including the belief that claiming to be a creator in this realm isn't one of the most natural things to do. This aversion to personal power is a program that has been running in the subconscious for longer than is serving us to continue with it. And the best way to change it is to co-create a better storyline for us to share. The best way to let stories of the past go is to consciously move through them in good company. So we can shift the starting point of our stories from the memory or trauma point that offered a lesson we couldn't have learned otherwise, and to start to tell a different version of the story based on that higher vantage point. The community is what has been missing and can be found in the PIWU ministry, which is a non-registered, non-religious compilation of private info under one roof, which the Holy See cannot automatically fill the void of now that I've claimed the right to have a ministry and they essentially hold the equivalent office unless now I've claimed to occupy it myself. Now, what are they going to do other than need to make a counterclaim to hold that proper office of man with capacity, which I can stand in if I know how to do what I'm offering you. So, as artists, people who consume our work by listening to our hearts, or looking at our artistic mosaics or masterpieces and learning about us as public figures based on their map, lens, and model of the world. But a glimpse into someone's life doesn't offer a full picture of what life is like to lead for them. So, as the ones in the limelight, I want to help you enjoy your offstage time just as much. Don't allow your identity with the archetype of the artist to pigeonhole you into anyone identifying with that aspect of who we believe ourselves to be. As an artist, it is vital to understand our role as creators who dare to bring ingredients together in new ways to create something new in a world that often celebrates the good old days, while resenting the aged appearance and stiffness that can go with living those years. Youth is worshipped and idolized in a culture that also preys upon youthful innocence, especially within the realm of creatives who don't properly understand property rights, royalties, and regents within the industry that our art draws us into. Nor do they understand the way personal autonomy, agency, and actualization work. A44 is the album project that changes that, shakes things up, by offering a personal growth plan based on the uncommonly told version of events that make up our shared story, our shared history, with opportunities for artists to also gain access to the PIWU community. PIWU stands for Peaceful Inner Warriors United. Mission statement: helping artists weave intentional inner webs of self-worth, esteem, belief, and security so that our art is able to embody a higher frequency with a broader range of perspectives based on the feedback we get from collaborating on a community-led grassroots movement like A44. Vision. When we do the inner healing, it changes our energetic frequency, which impacts the signal Our beacon, life force, soul signature radiates across the radio waves of our collective consciousness, which is why this experience is about supporting artists in the healing process without judgment, while offering tools to support others in kind. It's about learning the empowered storytelling method so our music can focus on the fruits that grew from the seeds we were when someone tried to bury us and planted a deep wound within our psyche. Instead of going back into the dirt to tell the story from the wound point, what if we actually learned to shift our focus to the flowers that came from the seed of the wound? Now imagine how that shift will impact your audience. A44 is a three-part art project where the masterpiece you are assembling is your own multidimensional life with your music as the focal point of this project. We're here to master peace while making our life the masterpiece that others want to model a peaceful life after. So we are basically here to be the role models for the role that is being called and cast with pictures taken of life as it is so far. Part 1, join the mastermind on leveling the playing field, the real story of Rome 2.0. Just no 2.0. It hasn't been published yet, so technically it's just the first one. It's just the course. But I changed it from being an ode to Laura Lees to now being the real story of Rome. So here we go. Join a mastermind on leveling the playing field, the real story of Rome. Laura J. will narrate the manual she just finished writing on a live Christ Mass tribute marathon call on December 27th, starting at 10:10 a.m. Written conversation can be had privately in the chat between participants while the narrating is taking place. A live interactive segment will take place for 10 minutes at the top of each hour before we dig back in to get through the manual and kick off the mastermind group happening in the mastermind groups happening in 2025. We'll go for as long as it takes to get through the manual so that it's more accessible and available to workshop on in 2025, where I invite challengers of the claims made to step forward and state your reason before my text is published. If you disagree, what facts disprove what I shared that give you confidence to stand on your counterclaim? This is respectful and responsible, and I am willing to hear alternative perspectives that might help offer an added vantage point to focus on in the 10-week mastermind group for artists. Each week we will focus on one of the themes in Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, and together we will unpack this theme in relation to the legal fiction and our adoption of identities at the expense of other aspects of us. You will gain access to the special practice framework that can be used in tandem to the real story of Rome. I moved things around today for the final time before being ready to invite you to join me for a novel New Year experience. I invite you to participate in the Mastermind program as an artist interested in protecting your interests by learning the ropes ahead of time. Part 2, you'll have an opportunity to share some hard-won lessons from personal lived experience with a community of people who are pursuing similar dreams and want to know how to advocate for self and our craft. Together, we will learn and grow from lived experiences that helped us learn about life and our craft. Part 3, based on the material covered in the mastermind and the stories that you have recognized because of what I'm sharing in the manuscript, I challenge anyone who wants to be on A44's playlist to craft a song around the theme of personal empowerment as the powerhouse of your own life, based on the real story of Rome. And that's what we'll put on the album project component of this experience of reclaiming our personal power. A44 is about falling in love with life a little more day by day so life-affirming decisions can be made instead of making life-destroying ones. The way we can more easily make that shift is to understand how we got here, and what I propose we do to flip the script out of victimhood is by healing ourselves with community support, while also learning the curriculum that everyone's songs will be based on. I'd love to help guide you to your highest timeline with the help of the phenomenal friends and musical beings I have met along the way who want to have fun doing what we love and get paid well to do it. The days of the starving artist are over, as now it is time to reap rewards for making our environment more beautiful because of our creative contributions, that it's time to start sharing with one another in a supportive way. It's time for us to stop asking for permission to do the mission our soul is calling for us to complete. From people who aren't part of the mission and who don't want to be inconvenienced by the quest we must go on either. It's time for us to gain a new vantage point for who is crafting our realities, and we must see that we are the ones that we've been waiting for. So let us raise our voices with compassionate communication and conflict resolution skills fully suited. I'll send the Zoom link to those subscribed to emails from PIWU.ca, so make sure you sign up before you go. With this festive season as part of what I touch on in the manual, I'll give a preview of that tomorrow before the festivities begin on the connection between Santa and St. Nicholas and its wider implications. With love and respect, Laura J. Namaste. Namago for today. Like my nails, I got 'em done. Oh, that's fun.